Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. It is your host, Uncle B. We're back once again. Please pay attention to the following announcement from yours truly. International streaming rules and regulations require me to provide the following information. I am on the Xbox Series S as in Sierra. I have the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We will be flying the P-38 Lightning. We are departing from Burbank, Bob Hope, Burbank, and heading to Ryan Airfield in Tucson. I am not taking requests for flights or for me to fly aircraft. I fly the sim the way I want to, and my schedule is created well in advance, meaning that I spend time finding interesting places to fly, as well as flying aircraft that I am confident will work in the sim. My streaming schedule is subject to change based on my own real-life schedule. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays is vintage aviation flights. Tuesdays, we have jetliner, regional jet, regional prop, and business jet flights. Thursdays, we have military aviation flights. Saturdays, Lightning Saturday, featuring the P-38. And Sundays, we have scenic flights. Any other information can be found in the description area below the video. Thank you for your attention very much. So we got about a 2-hour flight, roughly. A couple legs are going to be, we have one leg that's going to be about 112 nautical miles. Everything else is below 70. Well, we have a 29, 69, 85, 39, and 58. So a bit of a busy one, but it's going to be fine. So we're going to go ahead and get in here and get started. Get the plane fired up. We'll get it gassed up. We'll taxi out and we'll be in the air and on our way. So let's go. Let's get that out the way. But before we do that, let's get the gas in before I forget. So I have a tendency to forget about that until we're in the air. And it's like, oh, well. All right. Everybody's doing well. Might be a bit quiet today. That's okay. Two Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. What else I forgot to do? I forgot to crack the throttles just a bit, just to... Alright. One Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. There we go, there's all that. So just a quick look at our plane today. This is what we're flying in over to Tucson. Kind of brushed, well, Got a bit of a silverish look to it, and then we have a bit of olive drab on the wing and the engines and on the nose. Help kind of keep the reflection off if the pilot was looking out. The sun wouldn't gleam off right off these areas here. So let's go ahead and get this in. We'll get our first VOR. Let's just go. So 11040. All right, I think we are all set. Because my co-pilot has not said anything over here. Oops. So we're going to the Hello, Jody. Nice to see you here. Alright, let's taxi out and we'll be in the air momentarily. Bit of a long one, so I'm sure people will pop in once we are in the air and on our way. That's fine. This thing's really itching to go. So I do have my flight planned for next Friday. We're going to go from Newark, New Jersey down to the Orlando area in the A320. So we are locked in for that. So we will do another one in July. Trying to figure out how we can get it so people have time to, but either way, it's fine. Get that set so we are ready to go, because we're almost at our takeoff runway. And once we're in the air and on our way, we'll pull up the tablet and get the everything going, get on our way, level off. That. Wow, this thing is really ready to go. The old crusty salute. We are on our way momentarily. So basically what we're going to do here is we're going to take off this way, and then once we climbed up, we're going to head east, southeast to Tucson, and we'll be on our way. Oh, let me dial in our neck. Ooh, let me change that first off. Hold on a second. Okay, and then the second one is 11550, just so that we have that already in our system. Once we are past our first navigation point. All right, let's go. About some things once we're in the air. All right, so we have our first, we've climbed enough, so we want to, let's pull up the, heading out 093. All right, there's the Pacific Ocean. There's LA. And there we go. All right. So yesterday evening, I did have a go in the Concorde. Got it up in the air and everything. I need to practice a little bit more because I think I engaged the autopilot a little too early. Got to get up to 30,000 feet and then engage it. So it wasn't climbing. So I gotta look over the manual. Probably take my time. So like when I get to a certain point, pause the sim. Read, what's the next step. Engage the next step and then continue on until, so yeah, it's a bit of a learning curve. So It's interesting. This should be a vortex, so we should be getting something. So it's about... Right, we're kind of going parallel to the track there that we should be on. So I'm going to turn towards that a little bit more, and then should be close to being back on track. Our actual heading needs to be 91 degrees heading. So once we're closer to the track, we'll pick that up, and then we'll be on our way. So yeah, it's an interesting aircraft. Yeah, didn't really have any problems starting it up necessarily. It's just a long startup procedure if you're doing a cold and dark start. But it's fun. It's not a it'll take some time to do. That's going to be the longest, one of the longest parts besides the 2.5 hours roughly flying time. But yeah, it's interesting to say the least. Yeah, I want to get a little bit more proficient with it. Got some time to work through that, and yeah, so looking forward to bringing that to the sim. All right, 20 nautical miles roughly to our first waypoint. It's curious though that we don't have we should be getting a signal. It's a vortex, so we should be getting something, but apparently not. Or maybe there's a little hiccup in the system today or something, I don't know. That's right, I can't do it zoomed in. Do it from back here. That's fine. We'll fly outside for a little bit. Cruising along at about 4,000 feet. Heading for the California-Arizona state line. We'll cross over into head to Tucson. Or some people think it's Tucson, it's Tucson, not Tucson. But it looks like that's how you would pronounce it, but it's Tucson. Oh, I did not. Oh, my lights, did I? Alright, let's put that away for just a moment. Cool. 5. So I think if we just kind of stay on this heading, we should be okay. Once we pass our first waypoint, navigation point. Right, there's that point there. We'll make sure we go past it and then we'll swap frequencies. And we'll see what our next heading will be for sure. We're looking for PSP. Will be our next navigation point. There we are, and a heading of 88. Yep, okay. So let's swap that. Eight 6 8 7 8 8. There we go. And there we are. Now we may have to climb up a little bit higher just to get over up there in front of us. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and just do that now. Yeah, I think 7,000 feet should be sufficient. Alright, so I have our next navigation point dialed in, although we're not hearing anything, which is fine. It's okay. We're still en route. It's kind of weird because I'm used to hearing that little beeping, but for whatever reason we're not hearing it. Because for a VORTAC it should still give out that 3 the Morse code, but it's all right. Oh, now I hear something. Oh, that's because we're over this airfield. That's why. We are hearing something. That must be the localizer or something for, I think that's March Air Force Reserve Airfield right there below us. Now we're at the other end of the airfield there, so we get more localizer sort of stuff. All right. Yeah, kind of quiet today. That's all right. Let's see what else. So yeah, Concorde, amazing. Just got to keep practicing with it a little bit more, I think. But there's so many switches and stuff that it's kind of like, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a challenge, but yeah. So we'll see how that goes. We may have to go a little bit higher just to be on the safe side. Get our picture for today. And the F-15 update should be available to the console folks in about 2 weeks. So I'm hoping that's the case, barring any other insane, crazy stuff that happens. So once that's there, I'll give it a quick test to make sure that there's no other issues. And then that might be our last. Oh, good morning, Mick. How are you, good sir? So when that update comes out, I'll test it, make sure there's no other issues that I need to know about, and then that will be our last flight, our last military aviation flight for the month of June, and then we'll roll things over into July. So I'm looking forward to that, so that way we can get back into the F-15, because we've had it in the hangar, not really doing much. So hopefully a lot of the major issues have been fixed. "46 nautical miles left to go." So yeah, we'll do that. What else? Yeah. So looking forward to having that back in the repertoire, as I like to call it. For our military aviation Thursdays. So yeah, I think since we're almost mid-June now, I'm going to go ahead and start planning out for July. Mick, I sent you a message on Discord if you want to have a have a look at that, good sir. So So yeah, other than that, so now we're just waiting to see what other. Now, oh, I know what else. Maybe by the end of this month, possibly, maybe in July. You know, give a little wiggle room. Well, sometime in the summer. So it could be by the end of this month, sometime in July, maybe even early August. We will be getting the Harrier jump jet, as they like to call it. So it's based on so it started off this amazing little jet started off in the UK, and then America kind of brought it over, and the Marine Corps pilots, I think, in general, did some amazing things with that aircraft. The way that they were able to utilize it with the way that the plane flies and everything is they just found some new ways to tap into the potential of the plane. So we will be getting that. Okay. All right, cool. Appreciate it, Mick. So we're gonna so I'm looking forward to having that in the sim. That will be fun. We'll fly that as well. I think they do have a. My understanding is they have a livery for the UK version, although it won't be the exact, like the exact aircraft that was in the UK. I don't think, but the livery will be there. So I'm looking forward to that. Really be interesting to see how it goes, and transitioning from takeoff. You take off maybe straight up, and then you have to move the nozzles back, and then you go forward, kind of thing. So looking forward to that. And let's see what else. Yeah. At least you can know that's coming. They said summertime, but they're trying to get it to release. I think the PC and the Xbox will get it roughly at the same time, I think. So yeah, that will be coming. So that'll be another plane we can use for Military Aviation Thursday. So it'll be nice. Get a little pushed off our track there. Wind is through the clouds. I thought we already passed March Air Force Base. Maybe we didn't. Oh, that might have been Ontario we passed back there. This should be March Air Force Base somewhere around here, I think. It would be, hold on, Nick. Basically, if you can give me the 2 airports, roughly, and then I can look at what I'll be flying, and then I'll plug that in to the flight planner here, and then I can give you a rough estimate of the time. Now, the thing is that the time that it says in the sim either overestimates or underestimates. It's never, not always is it like kind of spot on. So we can work with it. Yeah, if you just give me the two airports, and I can figure out roughly how am I going to fly it, kind of a thing. Am I going to use what kind of plane am I going to use, that sort of stuff. So yeah, at least if you give me that, and once we're done here, I'll have a look at it and all that. So because that's how I usually figure out the, I look at the 2 airports, and then I look at the use a Cessna. Okay, no spoiler. Okay. Well, I mean, that means it's going to be a bit slow possibly, but there's a couple Cessna options, so yeah, we can figure it out. It's fine, Nick. I'll give it a look, and then we can discuss it and all that. Oh, that's kind of interesting how with the propellers spinning, you can. That's kind of a weird look for all these windmills. Wow, look at all that. I don't know how much power is really generated through here. I mean, look at it's like this huge area of these windmills. So but yeah, well, I'll definitely give it a look once I'm on the ground here in Tucson. We have 8 nautical miles to our second waypoint, and then we are going to kind of stay on this heading roughly. I think I need to churn a little bit more to the right. try to intercept that. Well, I mean, we'll be close enough to it. It should kind of kick over, but I like to try to be a little bit closer to it just to make sure we don't miss anything. Yeah. No, it's fine, Mick. I'll be happy to give it a look, and then I can give I can see which plane might be the best one to do it. That will be a bit fast, but also not like, I think I have a plane already in mind based on what you're saying, so, but it's fine. I'll work it all out. It's quite fine. So, but again, it's not an exact science here either, because as we've seen before, it'll say we have roughly 3 hours to fly for our flight time, but then we get to that point, and then it's like we get there sooner. But sometimes we've also gotten there a little bit later, and I think part of it's depending on the wind and everything. If we have a tailwind, we pick up a little bit more time, but if we're in a headwind, we're going much slower. So it takes a little bit longer to get there, because we're kind of fighting with Mother Nature. Imagine that. All right, next one is coming up. There we go. Let's go ahead and swap frequencies right there. And we want to have a heading of 8 miles. Okay, so we got to go back a little bit. I'll put 90 just to be 9 or 0, and we should be okay. All right, and this one we have 84. Yep, so we are. So this is our third navigation point. So yeah, that's one of the things I learned the hard way is that it's going to be an estimate. So but again, it also depends on how I'm going to navigate the flight. As I was explaining to Jody the other day, that there's different ways to fly. We're doing a VOR to VOR flight, essentially, meaning we have a radio beacon that we tune into, although we don't hear it. That's how we know we're heading the right direction. So if it's going to be like that, or if it's going to be completely visual, the tough part is sometimes when we do a visual flight rule flight, it's sometimes my attention may not be on the chat necessarily while I'm trying to make sure we don't crash into a mountain or something, So yeah, it's a bit much, but it's fine. We'll make it work. I'll have a look at it and see what areas we're talking about and what aircraft possibly to utilize, and so it'll be fine. think I need to swap over to the main tanks now. There we go. That should get us the rest of the way there. Look at this scenery here. Alright, so we are at 60, almost 68 nautical miles to go, roughly. What else? Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna spend some time probably today just kind of getting some ideas together for July. Start writing all that down. You know, like the flights on Mondays and Wednesdays, I already kind of have, you know, some ideas, or not. You know, I have the flight to, heading to Indonesia. So, and then July 4th this year is on a Monday. Oh, I know what we were supposed to be talking about today. Flag Day. Well, it's coming on Tuesday, so Flag Day. I totally forgot about that. Good thing I was like 4th of July. Oh, Flag Day. So, let's talk a little bit about that. Flag Day. So this is Google Flag Day, not Flag Day 2022. Okay, so it commemorates the adoption of the flag of the United States on June 14th, 1777, a resolution of the Second Continental Congress. So this was roughly after this revolution started, about a year or so after. The United States Army also celebrates its birthday on this date. Congress adopted the American Continental Army after reaching a consensus position in the Committee of the Whole on June 14, 1775. So, the flag was officially adopted. The original 13 colonies, that's where you get that circle from the, you know, the circle stars. So that's the original 13 colonies. Yeah, that's what it's for. So also the Army's birthday. Not quite as well known as the Marine Corps' birthday. They really go all out. The Army kind of like, yeah, it's our birthday. It can't be ours, you know. So yeah, that's what's coming up next week. So it's the celebration of the first flag in America to denote that we were the United States of America at that point. The Declaration of Independence, the American Revolution, and all of that stuff. So yeah, that's what's coming up on Tuesday. So essentially tomorrow, what President Biden has said is tomorrow the whole week is National Flag Week, not just the Flag Day, but so there's like a proclamation from the White House basically. to say that it shouldn't just be one day. It's like the whole week that they want people to fly the American flag for the whole week and all that kind of stuff. So, it's probably one of the lesser known histories, I guess, in America. 11660. So, lesser known, like, bit of history, I should say. All right, got our next frequency tuned in. Zipping along here. I think we are over the state line. We should be in Arizona by now, I think. We've got our longest leg coming up here once we reach Bravo Lima Hotel. We've got about, does that say 50? Yep, 50 nautical miles to that, and then we're going to turn a little bit and head toward for 112 nautical miles. So the longest stretch is coming up. So we're making good time, I think. So, doing okay. Here at 8,000 feet. Do have our appropriately dressed World War II pilot. Zoom in a little bit and check that out. So yeah, got the sheepskin jacket for warmth up at the higher altitudes. It's like a leather jacket, and then either like a vest if they have to ditch in the water. Probably have some survival gear stowed away in their pockets and stuff. Yeah, parachute if they have to bail, if they can get out in time. Yeah, got the goggles. Got a mask for the. Well, they don't show necessarily the oxygen hose, but the oxygen mask for they're at a higher altitude, so they don't pass out from lack of oxygen. Pretty neat aircraft all around. So this one is nicknamed Downbeat. Evelyn, but then there's Downbeat. But I guess Evelyn might have been the wife of the pilot, I'm guessing. Yeah. Probably was a musician before the war or something. Passed the aptitude test for flight school and all that stuff. Alright, so yeah, I've been gone for almost an hour now. Although we haven't been flying for a full hour, we've been streaming for almost an hour now. Drink some water here. So it looks like you and Pulse got quite a bit done last night on the your Lego game there, Mick. That's good. Picking up all your collectibles so you can get your platinums. Sometimes it's interesting though, because it always seems to me that some of the puzzles that they give you are not always very evident what you're supposed to do, and it's a bit of trial and error, it seems, before you figure out what it is that you're trying to do. You know. All right, 29 nautical miles. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. Yeah, nice. And as I understand it, get back on the farm on Tuesday, so I will be ready for that unless something changes. I think, let's see, how much more do we got to go? 25? Okay, I'm going to step away for just a hot minute, folks. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of when I played. I think it was Batman Arkham City. You know, you had to find. There was all these little other collectibles, and you had to find them. Some of them were very obvious, and some were kind of like uh, not so obvious. And so you're looking around, like, okay, I think it's near here, but it's not. Sometimes it's way above you, and so you got to figure out how to get up there to get it. Or it's like, you know, down below, and you're like, okay, how do I drop down without dying? You know. So yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, but yeah, it's good stuff. All right, 17 nautical miles to go. We're doing pretty good. But this next part is going to be the one that's going to take most of the time. So we're going to turn there, 112 nautical miles. Then our next one is 39. And then from that very last navigation point, we're going to turn for 58 nautical miles to our airport. So we won't have a navigation aid for that. We're just going to make a heading and go that way. So... yeah, good stuff. Fly out here. Looks like a farm area or something? Or is that like solar panels? Looks like solar panels, but maybe they are solar panels. I think it is. It's a solar farm. It's not agricultural, it's solar. It's like, wow, still talking to Los Angeles Center all the way here. All right. Just under 10 nautical miles to go. So next Saturday when we fly from... we are flying from Ryan to Indian Springs. That's going to be a bit of a long one. We got 58 nautical miles, then a whopping 250 nautical miles, and then 39 nautical miles. So we will open up the multiplayer lobby. It'll probably be East Coast server, possibly, but I'll check to see which one is the most stable. I'll try to announce it the day before so that if you want to join in, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to fly a vintage Warbird. You can fly whatever you want. So those of you who are watching this on Sunday on YouTube, if you want to join, I will next week I will let you know which server and then and all that. And so if you want to join, you're more than welcome to. It'll be 7:30 Eastern, 11:30 UTC, 12:30 UK. So if you can join, that's fine. If not, it's okay as well. Try to do a couple multiplayer server flights whenever possible. At least once a month, we will open it up. maybe in July we'll make it a more regular thing. I'll just open it up and just leave it open, and people can join whenever. So, all right, we are on our way. Let's see what this says. I think we gotta go 9499. Okay. Let's go 98 for right now. There we are. There's that. Let's get our other one dialed in. And that is going to be 1480. Oops. There we go. So we have 109 nautical miles now. So we've already covered a little bit of distance just as we turned. So we are doing good. There we go. There's some agricultural fields. Look at this though. It's like desert type area, and probably some more solar. Oh, there's more solar farms there. There's a small airport there too. And then you have all this agricultural land, which it's like in stark contrast to what's behind us, and then all of a sudden all this. You know, just it seems like it's out of place, you know. Surprised Joseph hasn't made an appearance yet. Probably come in right as I'm landing. That's my guess. Young Joseph. I think all that excitement last night might have done him in. All the adult conversations that were happening in your chat, Mick. might have fried a few circuits there. I had to close my eyes. Yeah. Is the shadow or is the top of the piece? Oh, drab. Maybe it's just the shadow that makes it look like it's pink. Like, oh, goodness. Fly outside for a little while, take in some of the scenery. Yeah, I think you might have fried a few circuits there. Well, yeah, I'm guessing he'll, as soon as I'm get ready to land. That's when he'll pop in and go like, oh, I'm late. Yep. Yes, you are. I always feel weird if I don't have a concept of time. You know, like what time of day it is or anything. Like I would just feel kind of like I would feel how can I describe it? I would feel I don't know, discombobulated. Like I would feel like I'm, you know, my day has become very chaotic if I, you know, and that's how, you know, when you're sick, you don't really have that concept of time because sometimes you just sleep and you're just like, okay, what day is it now? What time is it? You know, is it morning or afternoon? And yeah, I always feel bad if I do not have a proper concept of time. Like I just, yeah, I feel awkward. I wonder if I turn this, right, go all the way east. No, it doesn't really change anything. Okay, I didn't think so. All right, never mind. That's what I thought. Okay, never mind. Nope, that doesn't change anything either. Let's see. Menu, clear, enter. I see, now that's lining up. I think it's supposed to be the other way. I think that's how it's supposed to work. The VOR should be lining up when we turn, but it's like the GPS lines up. That seems kind of odd. But yeah, I think they got it backwards. That's okay. Yeah. Oh wait, no, I know where he said he was going to the beach with his dad or something. Yeah, that's right. That's probably where he is. I remember him saying something about that now. He's probably out there with his dad at the beach. All right, we have 83 nautical miles left on this leg of our journey. And then we have one more navigation point, and then we turn towards our airport, and we'll be on the ground. Yeah, I just remember that when he said something about that last night. I think towards the end of your stream or something. Wow, look at that. That's some interesting scenery here. dried up riverbeds down here or something. You know, the interesting thing is, if we didn't know we were in the United States, there's plenty of places around the world that we could be somewhere else. You know, not necessarily in America, but you know, these mountainous formations and then the dry riverbeds and all that. Very interesting that you can probably put this anywhere and not even realize that it's from America. You know, from oh, we're near Albuquerque, so we're near New Mexico then. Well, not near it. We're close. Albuquerque is the. We didn't transition to Albuquerque Center for some reason, which is what we should be doing, I believe. Well, let me look at that last transmission. Contact Albuquerque Center. We asked for transition, so, something didn't happen there. It should have. Alright, how are we doing now? Just under 70 nautical miles. It just clicked over to 69 just as soon as I looked at it. So we are almost halfway, roughly, to our next waypoint. I think it's 56, yeah. Once we're at 56 nautical miles, then we are halfway to that waypoint, and we'll we're almost there. But the stream is a bit behind. I'm just looking at it. That's when I open up the thing to say, you know, did I need to do something to so I guess next time it'll flip over to the next center we talked to. It might be Albuquerque, it might be Phoenix or something, I don't know. You know, I have to wonder how long would a regional flight, like a Embraer 170, if we went from Albuquerque to Los Angeles? I mean, I can't think that it would take very long to do. Why does it sound like somebody really doing their lawn right now? I mean, I get it, it's almost 9 o'clock, but it feels like it's much earlier than that. I mean, I get it, you know, you might want to get out there and do your yard work before it gets too hot or whatever, but yeah, couldn't you wait at least one more hour maybe? This feels like it says, and I know it's like 10 minutes or less than 10 minutes to 9, but it's like, feels like it's like still 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, still a little bit early for some folks. Some people do like to sleep in on a Saturday. Yeah, it's either somebody's mowing their lawn, or they got one of them leaf blowers blowing the stuff off the sidewalk and all that. So tomorrow we have our flying tour of Florence after we do our run on Northern Transpennine. So we will do Northern Transpennine first. We'll have a little break, and then we will go flying around Florence, and then we will be done for Sunday. And I will put out the schedule for next week. I may put that out today just to get it done, because sometimes I'll forget about it on Sundays. So I may just put it out today. So we're gonna skip. We're gonna go. The next Sunday we're going around Rome, so that will be on the 19th, so a week from tomorrow. So we will fly around there. We'll skip Milan because I don't think there's a lot of points of interest around Milan, but we'll go. Rome has plenty of new places to see, so we will do that. And the train for the 19th, we will be on Peninsula Corridor. We're going to do a baby bullet service, limited stop from San Francisco to San Jose. So that will be our on the to-do list for next Sunday. So Rome, San Francisco, and Rome. San Francisco Bay Area, I should say, not San Francisco in itself, but we will start in San Francisco and work our way down to San Jose on a limited stop service. So we'll be back on the home route. So do join us for that if you can next Sunday. So we'll pick up the Florence flight. Looking forward to doing that. Some really interesting places all around Florence, Italy. So we will enjoy that, and then we will be done. Somebody says... Well, they're getting started a little bit early. Allison and Captain Arish doing their please watch. Mute. Make sure I mute. There. All right. So that way I can at least be part of the audience. All right. We have 42 nautical miles to go. And I think pretty soon, once we are turning, we'll have a look at our terrain, and then we will see we can start descending a bit. Matter of fact, while I think of it, let's have a look at our. What is the altitude of our in on, that's only if we 115 at an elevation of 2,387. So we're landing low and we have a slight uphill. Okay, cool. So we don't have to drop too far down, just a little bit, in order to be at a good height for our lineup on the runway. Probably drop down to about 5,000 feet, give or take. Eventually. I just want to make sure we're over a pretty much flat area for the remainder of our flight before we do that. And we'll be on the ground before we know it. Matter of fact, I kind of feel like I'd probably go to 7,500, but I just want to. I think we got more than enough clearance here, but we'll just be safe in case there's something on the other end of those side of those clouds that I can't see yet. So. Wow, somebody's really mowing their lawn today. That's what it sounds like. So one end. Alright, 27 nautical miles. So yeah, we're doing pretty good, I think. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Caught myself somehow, but I don't know. Oof, ouch. If I scratch my face in the middle of the night or something. Excuse me. Okay. I think we can drop down to about 7,500 feet now, I think. Let's try that and see how we do. I do appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out today. Thank you also once again to my 2 subscribers, Mick and Patrice. Greatly appreciate your support. Let's see if I do this. Okay, this looks out that way. All right. Let's see. How much more do we have to go? Oh, 10 nautical miles. All right. So we were within striking distance. Uh-oh. It's starting to buffer. Probably because I've got 2 things going on at the same time. I might have to stop that. Yeah, it's probably conflicting. Twitch isn't happy. That's alright. Alright, there we are. Maybe that'll sort it out. Alright. 7 nautical miles to go. Clyde. It's not 5. How about that? That should be sufficient. That's okay. GBN should go to TFD. There it is, right there. Swap freaks, and we need to be on a heading of 7, 6. Started there, and oh, we got to go all the way to 86. There we go. Perfect. Now I would have thought we would have had a bit of a tailwind along the way. Kind of help us with the speed a little bit. I think we do. Kind of think we do, but interesting that we didn't. We never talked to anybody else. I would have thought by now we would have been talking to all kinds of. Yeah. Huh. I think our ATC and our co-pilot gave up on one another. I think that's in the green. Yeah. Okay. So we're good. All right. Well, we got one more leg to go, folks, and then we'll be in Tucson, Ryan Airfield. It's a smaller regional airport. Tucson does have an international airport, but it has a lot of small airports scattered around. It does have a Air Force base as well. Spent some time in Tucson. A few times when I was in Arizona, down at Fort Huachuca for a year. Tucson was, I think, a couple hours drive, give or take. Yeah, typical kind of a college town area. Massive mall. I don't know if it's, a lot of places might have closed because of the pandemic, but yeah, pretty amazingly sized mall. There's a mall. I'm trying to think. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can't find the name of it. Called Stone Ridge. There it is. Stone Ridge Mall. That's what it is. Yep, Stone Ridge. I do believe that's what it is. Yep. That's the one. Stone Ridge. That was a very popular, because we had two malls in the area where I lived. When Stone Ridge opened, it was the posh mall, I guess you could say, because it was newer, newer design, newer stores, stuff like that. There was one, I think it still exists, kind of, but there was one over on the other side of San Mateo Bridge going into San Mateo. It was right off the freeway there. It had an indoor, I think the indoor ice rink is still there. I don't know if it's still being used, but they had all these nice shops and everything. It was a bit posh as well. But then if you wanted to ice skate, they had a huge ice skating rink. Ice skating ring, whatever. So yeah. For folks who like to ice skate. That was their place. All right, let's drop down to about 6,000 feet, shall we? There we go. Ooh, wow, we are close to that. Close to our final navigation point, and then we're going to turn southeast, or kind of east-southeast, not south-southeast, but east-southeast, on a heading of 128-ish. And then, yeah, I remember Stone Ridge was a very posh sort of mall. A lot of nicer stores. Because that area where it was located in Pleasanton, a lot of people, there was a little bit more wealth, people were a little bit more wealthy out there. All right, there we go. Wrong way, wrong way. All right, so we have roughly 54 nautical miles left to go. So what we're gonna do here, try to drop a little bit more altitude so we're kind of setting ourselves up a bit better. Got 3 viewers over here on the Posh channel. I'm guessing Daniel might be one of them. I know he probably already had his fish and chips. So Daniel, if you're lurking, hello. You are well. Mr. Adams, if you're lurking, hello. Welcome as well. Trying to think who else might be lurking over here on Twitch. I think Mick's lurking. Uh-oh. Why? Up. I think we are running out of gas or something. Oh, what in the world is happening? Okay, that's what it was. We were running out of gas. I'm like, wait a minute, why does the engine seem like they're cutting off? We've got 60% of the fuel left. Wow, okay. Well now, that was interesting. We drained the main tanks already. That's insane. Whew, okay, well, at least we got that dealt with. So if you're lurking, hello, hope you are well. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever it is that you might be watching from. That's one way to tell you. Yeah, I know, huh? Well, it says we had like 60% fuel left, and so I'm like, okay, well then it should just be, everything should be fine. But yeah, so I think we'll be fine now. It's just, yeah, if I open this up, let's see if I open the fuel. Yeah, there we go. See, the mains are all pretty much empty, so the externals still have plenty of gas, except the right tip apparently has well, roughly the same. So that's why. Yep, that makes sense. Okay. There we go. We're bone dry. I think I have to change it over to the tip tanks. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can figure that out, because I think we're going to get ready to run out of... Yep, outer wing. Come on, where's the other one? Come on, the other one. Doggone it. Outer wing. There we go. That should be where our last bit of gas is coming from. So that's how you can tell for sure. You just look at these. So I had externals. I wonder, hold on a second. The externals have way more gas. But I thought... Left engine fuel tank, off drop tank. Well, I think we got enough to get us there. Because it says we have... So we're drawing from the left tip and the right tip. So if need be, then it would be the off, and it would be the drop tanks, and it would be the last bit. So, yeah. Well, see, it says you take off on the auxiliaries, right? Because you move that to auxiliary. And then, then I'm like, okay, go to the... So it should be probably we go... Once we take off, go from auxiliary to the drop tanks, draw out of there first, and then use up everything else. Because then we can get rid of the drop tanks. That's probably why when it said when I let the drop tanks go, the drop tanks still had fuel in them, and then all of a sudden we were just about out of gas before. So I think we're good. So we're fine. We're gonna get there. We've got 30 something nautical miles. Let's have a look at our list and see if Ryan is in the list. KRYN. No, not yet. Okay. Gotta get a little bit closer. So there we go. Always an interesting time. Never a dull moment. Alright, folks. So if we get about 20 nautical miles, I'll take a look again and see where we're at. Let's have a look at our tanks now. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and switch these over to the externals. Oops. Nope. Doggone it. There we go. So we'll draw from the externals. Have a little bit more gas in the tank, so to speak. No pun intended. Alright, let's have a looky here. 23. Yeah, see, it bumped back up to close to 60, so That was definitely more gas on the external, the two tanks right there on the bottom. That one and that one. Alright, I think we should be just about within shouting distance of our airport now. Let's have a look-see. See if it's up on the list now. Nope, still not there. Okay. Guess we gotta be a little bit closer. There it is. All right, straight in at 15. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and fire the autopilot. You really need to find a better way to... And you have like a hidden switch or something. That's so annoying when you're trying to keep your reticle over the... So yeah, we're not too far off then. We did okay. That got us there. So we will be on the ground momentarily, folks. Oh, I hate that one. It's one of those spots you can't really reach to scratch it. Oh. I was going to say we're going too fast. Alright folks, I'm going to focus on landing here. to get things lined up a little bit better. Not too low, not too high. Try to be right where we need to be. Ooh, a little rough landing. Well, there we are. Welcome to Ryan Airfield, everybody. I think local time is 5. Wait, 7. Maybe 7-ish in the morning? Not 100% sure. We understand, appreciate that we are not always your preferred cup of tea. But that's okay. We are glad that you chose to sit with us again today on this flight here to Ryan Airfield. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We understand you have so many options, so many other things you could be watching. You chose to watch us today, so we greatly appreciate that. We will be back tomorrow. Train Sim World 2, Northern Transpennine, and then we will go around Florence, Italy. We'll take a little break, and then we'll be back at it then. So do join us for that if you so wish to do so. Ish, something or other. So. Yeah, something happened along the way. I think ATC and my co-pilot stopped talking to one another. They're in a love-hate relationship right now. So I think we're just going to go ahead and park over yonder. I think it's at the fuel stand, so that's where we're going to head. So we were just about out of gas. Luckily we sorted that all out. So yeah, good flight overall. We had a little hiccup there with the fuel, but we sorted it. So we will park here, shut it down. We will be done for the day. Thank you all for coming in, hanging out. For those of you who were in the chat, thank you so much. For those of you lurking, I don't know what to tell you. We don't bite. We may nibble, but we don't bite. You come in and say hello. Oh, I guess we aren't parking at the fuel point. We are coming over here. It looks like, so we will park it there. This looks all fancy, brand new looking. Look at that. Nothing like a freshly paved parking area. Bright new lines on the ground. It's all pristine. It hasn't been ruined by a ton of airplane traffic. Alright, let's shut it down. There we go. Bingo. An hour 53. So much better. It was supposed to be like 2 hours and 11, so we made very good time. So we must have had a nice tailwind behind us for most of the way, kind of keep the speed up and all that. So let me go ahead and note my time here on my flight tracker. 01. While we wait for the Twitch stream to catch up to our end of our flight here. Almost there. So yeah, good flight overall. Really enjoyed it. Next Saturday we'll be leaving here. We're heading to Indian Springs Air Force Base, which is up in Nevada. So we're going to go Arizona to Nevada. So do join us for that. That will be a multiplayer flight, so I will open it up. If anybody wants to join, I will be kind of going over that again throughout the coming week. So if you want to join in, you're more than welcome to. Don't have to fly a Warbird. You can fly whatever you want. So if you want to join us for that, you're more than welcome to. That will do it for today, folks. I greatly appreciate your time and coming in and hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Do enjoy. Oh, I have been your host, Uncle B. Do enjoy the rest of your Saturday morning, afternoon, evening, early Sunday morning, depending on where you are in the world. Until then, peace, live long and prosper.